Across China, poorly built Tofu-Dreg buildings are turning dreams into disasters. Thousands of families have poured their life savings into these homes, only to live in fear or refuse to move in at all. Cracks, leaks, and crumbling concrete hint at a deeper danger. In many cases, the unthinkable has already happened. Entire buildings have collapsed. Once hailed as the symbol of China's housing miracle, Country Gardens sold families a dream. Elegant homes, five-star living, and the promise of a better future. Today, many of those dreams lie in ruins, literally. Across the country, homeowners are discovering just how fragile their new homes really are. In Dongying, Shandong, fierce winds peeled off massive chunks of exterior wall, exposing raw concrete and wires. In Ulaanbaatar, Inner Mongolia, heavy rain poured down elevator shafts like waterfalls. In Guangdong's Maoming, steel beams showed signs of severe corrosion just 2 years after the handover. And in Tianjin, structural cracks and ground subsidence forced over 3,000 people to flee their homes in the middle of the night. What's happening isn't just a string of construction defects, it's a nationwide collapse of trust. Country Garden, once the biggest name in China's property sector, now faces a wave of public outrage. Desperate residents have taken to social media, uploading shocking videos, organizing protests, and hanging banners across their buildings. Online, viral videos tell stories that are hard to believe until you see them. A man delivering food in Dongying posted footage of walls ripped apart by the wind, writing, "I was so scared I didn't dare go further." In another video, a woman says her upstairs neighbor smashed through their shared ceiling with their own leg, just to continue noisy renovations. In Ulaanbaatar, residents filmed water gushing through the elevator shaft. "It looked like a flood," one buyer said. Another commenter added, "It was like standing beside a waterfall, only it was coming from inside my building." In Henan's Nanyang City, a homeowner scraped a garage column with his fingers, and the concrete came off like flour. In Shenzhen, someone peeled back their ceiling with bare hands, revealing it was made mostly of sand, not cement. "There's barely any concrete here," they said in disbelief. These aren't just isolated horror stories. They point to a deeper problem, a race to build faster, cheaper, bigger, and the cost is now being paid by ordinary families. Country Garden once ranked among the top 150 companies on the Fortune Global 500. From 2017 to 22, it led China in contracted home sales, even overtaking Evergrande. The company's famous slogan once read, "Bringing you a five-star home." But what many buyers got was a half-finished, unsafe structure filled with cracks, leaks, and rusted steel. In Chengde, Yunan, residents reported that water seeped from ceilings, floors, even support columns. Some load-bearing pillars cracked open, while others began sinking, creating potholes and uneven floors inside newly handed-over buildings. Then came the most disturbing discovery of all. In Maoming's Crystal Bay project, residents found actual seashells embedded in concrete columns in the parking garage. Steel reinforcements were thin, exposed, and rusted. "They must have used sea sand," one commenter wrote. "When I touched it, the surface just crumbled into dust." "We were terrified," one resident said. "We checked the garage ourselves one night. These columns are holding up entire buildings, and they're falling apart. Families live here. Children live here. We gave everything we had to buy these homes, and now we're afraid to sleep in them." For many Chinese families, home ownership isn't just a financial goal. It's the culmination of 3 generations of savings. But for thousands of Country Garden buyers, that dream has turned into a waking nightmare. From Guangdong to Hunan, from Shandong to Anhui, an unsettling truth is surfacing. The very foundations of homes built by Country Garden may have been compromised by something as basic and dangerous as sea sand. Construction videos circulating online reveal alarming details. Chunks of concrete crumble with a single touch. Steel beams meant to last decades are already corroded. One stunned commenter said, "Even clean sea sand doesn't belong in structural concrete. The strength simply isn't there." Another added, "This might hold up under a brick road, but a high-rise, not a chance. The chorus of concern grows louder. A magnitude 5 quake could bring it all down." One voice cut deeper. It won't need an earthquake. This kind of construction will collapse under its own weight with time. And when it does, the harsh reality is that no one but the homeowners will pay. The mortgage survives even if the building doesn't. Then came the video from Chongqing on May 10, 2025. Without warning, a full section of a window frame, glass and all, plunged from above, crashing into a walkway railing and bending it like tinfoil. No one was hurt, but the message was loud and clear. This was no freak accident. It was a warning. The frame lacked proper steel support. Weld points were sloppy, and basic safety brackets were missing. The entire piece had been held together by heat welding alone. This wasn't an isolated issue. It was one of many. Reports of unsafe structures, rushed builds, and cut corners are now linked to country garden projects all over the country. But how did this happen? How did a company once admired as the crown jewel of China's property boom fall so far? To understand, we need to go back to the beginning. It started in '95 when a man named Yang Guoqiang launched Country Garden with a new idea: hotel-style services in private homes, security, concierge, even housekeeping. Wealthy Hong Kong buyers poured in, drawn to the luxury lifestyle at inland prices. By 1998, the company was selling tens of thousands of homes and earning the nickname Mini Hong Kong. Even during the 1999 Asian financial crisis, Yang borrowed aggressively to keep expanding. He launched mega projects like Phoenix City and later Venice-themed developments in inland cities like Changsha. His model? Grow fast, build cheap, dominate the market. When Country Garden went public in 2007, Yang transferred the majority stake to his daughter, Yang Huyan. She became Asia's richest woman overnight. But rapid success came at a price. The company bet big on lower-tier cities, places now devastated by China's property downturn. As sales slowed, quality crumbled. In one tragic twist, residents in Yunan discovered seashells inside the structural columns of their building's parking garage. "It's like sand and dust," a resident said. "It falls apart in your hands." By 2024, the cracks were no longer just physical, they were financial. Country Garden's revenue plunged by 37%, and the company posted a nearly $5 billion loss. Yang Huyan's stake shrank to $826 million, though she donated a sizable portion to a family foundation. But the damage can't be undone with donations. In homes across China, families are left wondering whether their walls will last another year, and who will be held responsible when they don't. A former executive, Wu Junban, published a book after leaving the company. Though Country Garden quickly discredited it, his portrait of founder Yang was chilling. A man driven by speed, risk, and control. In one story, Yang borrowed 20 million yuan for ads and only made back 10,000. A year later, he borrowed 50 million and pulled in 100 million. The gamble paid off until it didn't. Wu proposed giving regular employees stock options. Yang shut the idea down. "People are selfish," he reportedly said. He preferred cold, cutthroat performance targets. That same obsession with speed and scale may now be haunting thousands of homeowners. Because what started as a dream of five-star living has, for many, become a crumbling reality, built on sea sand, empty promises, and a foundation that no longer holds.
Torrential rains devastate southern China, homes, lives, and crops swept away. Relentless downpours have battered southern China since late June, leaving residents across Guangdong, Guangxi, and Rongqing in despair. Garages submerged, homes destroyed, and entire fields of crops drowned. The damage is everywhere. As floodwaters surged, many blamed not just the rain, but the sudden overnight discharge from hydropower stations, which triggered catastrophic floods with no warning. Victims from disaster zones like Sichuan and Guangxi say the government silenced them, hiding the true scale of destruction and blocking them from speaking out. Since July 3rd, heavy rains have hammered Chengdu, Guangyuan, Mianyang, and more. Multiple dams discharged simultaneously, causing major rivers, Dadu, Qingyi, Minjiang, Tuojiang, and Fujian, to surge. Chengdu is now drowning in water, while towns across the region have been battered by floods, landslides, and mudslides. On July 4th, a massive flood hit Shuijing Town, Pingwu County, sweeping through without mercy. In Danba County, Gansu Prefecture, entire homes were buried under mud and a bridge was torn in half. One survivor, Mr. Dai from Shuijing, described the horror. The flood hit at 9 p.m. and destroyed everything instantly. My house, my car, all my crops, gone. I jumped off the roof to survive. The water was over 3 meters high. 2 people I know didn't make it. And now, we're not allowed to talk about it. In Longlin County, Beisi Guangxi floodwaters also brought landslides and thick mud. A week after the disaster, cleanup is slow and painful. Residents say the silt is knee-deep and garbage litters the land. Mr. Zhang from Longlin shared, "Everyone's cleaning up the rivers. Some roads caved in and will take time to fix. Homes collapsed, cars soaked or swept away. The flood hit around midnight. We didn't have time to save anything. Crops, supplies, warehouses, everything is ruined. Corn, all rotted." Many rural areas are isolated, relying on self-help. With roads and bridges broken and no clean water, villagers are digging through rubble to find basic necessities. "In the countryside, it's worse," said Mr. Zhang. "No transport, no help. One house takes a family years to build, now gone in a night. Generations of hard work washed away. It breaks your heart." Meanwhile, in Guangdong, floods struck late last month, just as Sanhua plums, dubbed the king of plums, were ripening. The result? Disaster for fruit farmers. Ms. Shen, a farmer from Sanhua town, said, "My orchard was underwater. I lost everything. I used to get hundreds of kilos per tree, now just a few dozen. Nearly 100 trees flooded. I was watching someone live stream the floods and just cried." Severe floods devastate Gansu and Yunan. Homes swept away, lives shattered. On July 3rd, catastrophic floods slammed into Longnan, Gansu, ravaging areas like Kangxian and Wenxian. Roads were ripped apart, homes collapsed, farmland was submerged, vehicles vanished in the torrent, and people were swept away. As of July 4th, Longnan had endured 3 days of non-stop downpours, and the floodwaters showed no sign of letting up. Just 1 day earlier, Yongxian, Yunan was also hit by violent flooding, suffering massive destruction. From July 2nd to 4th, relentless rains pounded Longnan. In Wudu district and the counties of Kangxian, Wenxian, Chengxian, and Huixian, the damage was overwhelming. Raging rivers, broken roads, deadly landslides, and mudslides. A resident of Kangxian described waking up on the 3rd to find the streets submerged. "It was like an ocean outside our door." Ms. Zhao from Kang County recounted the chaos. "We had no warning, no chance to evacuate. The flood hit like a wild beast. Streets were swallowed, roads cut off, 5 or 6 people swept away. Cars disappeared, houses collapsed, water poured inside, our beds were soaked in mud, our corn ruined, even our pigs drowned. We were helpless." That same day, the Biku hydropower station on the Bailong River was caught on camera unleashing a spectacular and terrifying discharge. Shortly after, Bifengo in Biku town was overwhelmed. The local tea market vanished under nearly a meter of floodwater. Ms. Yang, a resident of Biku, said, "The flood hit hard, roads were washed away, water gushed from the ditch and flooded homes. Within an hour it came and went, leaving only mud and wreckage. It's chaos every year, but this time was worse." Meanwhile, on July 2nd, Yun County in Lincang, Yunan province, was also devastated. The disaster was brutal. Roads cut off, and even high-speed rail was suspended. Mr. Wang, a Yun County resident, explained, "Everything's gone. Cornfields, greenhouses, fish ponds. Cars, too. The industrial park was washed away. Only debris left behind." A factory owner said the damage was 1.5 million yuan. Machines lost, property destroyed. It wasn't just a natural disaster, it was made worse by human error. In the nearby village, Mr. Zhang, who made a living selling tea, lost nearly everything. 2 tea factories were destroyed. My house, gone. My tea, my electronics, everything. Now a pile of soaked garbage. It's devastating. He added, "Villages were wiped out in minutes. 2 to 3 meters of water covered everything. I had to swim out. No warning at all. I'm furious. My losses? At least 200,000 yuan. If you count the car, it's more. It was swept into the river. I had to hire a crane to get it back." Not just electric cars, solar street lights in mainland China also self-ignite.